Hey y'all. Hey Sylvia, how are you? Hey Sylvia, how are you? Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle, aka Makeup Esquire, and we are live on Instagram and on YouTube today. We are getting ready for church. How is everyone? Happy Sunday. If you are new to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe and like the video and share it to anybody who you think might be interested in watching. My name's Noelle, if you're new, and I'm a lawyer, but a beauty lover through and through, and I go live on Instagram and on YouTube every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as I get ready to go to church. Hello, welcome everyone. How is everyone? How are you all? Good to see you. I'm putting on this Ciel primer that also has SPF 30, and I've really been enjoying it. It's nice and moisturizing, but not too moisturizing for my combination to oily skin. And as a bonus, it has SPF 30 with 10% zinc oxide. And my dermatologist told me to look for mineral sunscreens with zinc that have a minimum of SPF 30. So I'm loving that. Hopefully it's starting to be like more trendy, right? That we are getting new products that include SPF in them, particularly like with 2-in-1 type of makeup products, like primers that include sunscreen, so that we can, you know, cut down the steps in our beauty, especially if you're like me and you're in a rush all the time when you're doing your makeup every morning. Hey Louisa, how are you? Hey Kat, hey Susan, hey Keisha, hey Elizabeth, hey Locke. Hi, welcome. Hey Stacy. Right, I know, me too, Sylvia. I've really been enjoying this. Totally, I agree. Completely. And then as y'all already saw probably, I also had picked up the ultraviolet sunscreen with SPF that I've been enjoying as well. They have a couple of different versions depending on your type of skin, and I picked up the Blurring Mineral Sunscreen SPF 30 in the recent Sephora sale. It's a super smoothing, softly mattifying skin filter. So that's another one that I would recommend, because it's my understanding that the Ciel one is sold out right now online at Sephora. But yeah, so I like to just first go in and prime with that Ciel one, and then go in with like a more like heavy, that Ciel one claims that it is smoothing. So if that's all you need, then, you know, feel free. But I do have textured skin and pores right here on my T-zone, so I like to go in and further reinforce the T-zone with the Tarte primer. This is the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer base, and it's not new to the market, but it's a very silicone-y formula, so just keep that in mind. It might not always play well with water-based foundations, but in my experience, I can pretty much work with it with any foundation. So hopefully we won't have any issues with that today. That is not what I was looking for. This is the eyeliner I used last night. But how is everyone doing on this lovely Saturday? Oh, thank you so much for watching the ads. I appreciate it. It really helps support my channel if you watch the ads. Yes, I agree. Yeah, I usually don't rely on that primer as my sole sunscreen, just like Kat is saying. And I will go in and further reinforce with actual sunscreen if it's like at the beginning of the day and I'm going to be wearing my makeup all day long. But because right now the sun is already going down and it is actually gloomy here today in Southern California. So I'm just going to have very minimal exposure to the sun. Church is right down the street from me, so it's not like I'm going to be in the sun all day. And then when I'm sitting in church, I'm not facing any windows or doors or anything like that. So, and then it's dark by the time I get out. So I don't feel the need to put on an additional SPF step. But yes, I completely understand that. Thank you so much for that input. Sunday, not Saturday, unfortunately, Noelle. Oh, did I say Saturday? I'm sorry. If I said Saturday, I misspoke. Yes, happy Sunday, everyone. The concert was epic. Thank you so much for asking. You love the way my look turned out. Thank you so much. I was kind of like, I don't know. I think instead of, and I know I'm being critical with myself, so thank you for all the compliments. On my makeup last night, and if you did not see, I did like this. I went to a reggae concert last night. I went to go see Steel Pulse. Shout out to you if you've heard of Steel Pulse or if you're a Steel Pulse fan. I'm gonna keep it moving through this as I talk, because if I stop, then y'all know me. I can keep you here for longer than ideal. So today I'm gonna be using the Berry Valentino foundation. This is the old formulation. I do think they recently reformulated it, and I don't have the new reformulation, but I'm getting my use out of this one, and I'm in shade MN3. So yesterday I did this like really cool Rasta eyeshadow look, and the only thing I would change next time I do the look, because last time I did the look was for a Cully Buds concert, another reggae concert I went to, and I did it differently. I put the yellow in the middle and then red and green on either side. And then yesterday I did red on the outside, green in the middle, and yellow on the inside. And next time I think I'm gonna do green on the outside, then red, then yellow. So I think, I don't know, I'm just kind of, I was like, just like I said, maybe I'm being super critical about the look, but thank you so much for the compliments on it. Oh my gosh, your daughter's middle name is Noelle. I love that. And it's spelled like mine. How sweet. Thank you so much for sharing that, Louisa. Oh, I love that, cat. I love that. We have to come up with like a nickname for that certain individual, because I don't know. I don't know if certain people are watching. But anyway, this is a good shade for me in the Valentino foundation when I have a self-tan on. And so, yeah, thank you for, okay, so Elizabeth asked how the concert was. So if y'all didn't know Steel Pulse, they are a classic reggae band, and I am a true reggae lover, like through and through. And I think the main reason is because when, like, I grew up to the music. Like I said yesterday, I have memories of my dad just like holding me in his arms as a baby and like dancing and singing to Bob Marley and Steel Pulse and just like the classics. And like in my mind, Steel Pulse is like up there with Bob Marley. Like these guys are all like around the same like age, the same like generation. And what's so cool, just like with Bob Marley, what's so cool about Steel Pulse, like this is their 50th anniversary tour. So I've seen them in concert before, but like I was really excited about this one because, I saw them at the same venue last year, but I didn't get as good of a spot as I did last night because I really made sure, thank you Kat for your help keeping me on track with timing and everything, because I risked going live ahead of time and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't get like set back on time, because I was like getting ready for the concert live, and y'all know me, I could be chatty and take longer than ideal when I go, or longer than planned when I'm live sometimes getting ready. So, and because it was like an intricate look, and I went live with my friend Shannon Brown Girl Bella, and I know that her and I could probably talk forever. I was just like hoping that everything would work out, and everything worked out perfectly. It's like everything fell right in place. I got there, first of all, I went and got my my earbuds that I needed ahead of time to protect my hearing, because I wanted to be like right in the front. And then I went to the concert, got there like right on time to get parking right in the front. And then And then when we were standing in line, we were some of the first in line. And then I saw one of the band members, like, as I was in line, and I was like, anytime I see somebody, like, I don't hesitate. Like, if I admire them or something like that, like, I will, like, beeline, like, over and ask them for, like, a picture. So I went and got a picture with him, Selwyn, yes, before the concert started. So I was already like just super stoked and hyped on that. He was very friendly, super nice guy, very tall man. And then so that was already like starting on a good note. And then as soon as like we went in there, I got right up front and I was able to like just be front row. I'm just putting a little bit of this on my hairline. This is just the Color Wow in dark brown. They have this at Sephora and I swear by it for filling in my hairline. I don't know why, but like right here it tends to look like a little bit bald if I don't do that. So yeah. I noticed that if I wear a lot of baseball caps, which I do, like when I walk my dogs, I don't know, I feel like it starts to, like the hair starts to kind of sometimes fall out right here. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, that helps with that a little bit. And then, yeah, so that was just so cool. They played like not all the songs because they've been doing this for 50 years. Like one of the coolest things about Steel Pulse and like this classic reggae is how they have been doing this for so long, like 50 years of performing album after album after album. And then, so I'm going in with the Westman Atelier concealer in the shade M1. And then at the, after the show, we like stuck around because sometimes if you like stick around after a show, like you can meet the band members if they come out. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be sticking around, right, to see. Sorry to move this, but and then sure enough, the guitarist came out. His name's Amlak. Shout out to him. And then like and then the other couple, and then Selwyn came out again, and he was like, you're still here? I was like, hell yeah, I'm the first here. I'm the last to leave. Took more pictures with them, then got some merch, and then they signed the merch. And then Amlak, yeah, the bassist, Amlak Tafari, he just jammed out. Like, he was so awesome. I was just like, you know, this is the the new Double Wear concealer in the shade 3.5. It has a slightly more peachy undertone. I was saying yesterday how much I love this doe foot applicator on this. It's literally like Double Wear in a concealer. It's nice and like, it has like a soft matte finish, has pretty good buildable coverage, medium to full. So anyway, I was just like, it's incredible to me that you like look around and you see the multi-generations. Like you see from grannies to like the generation of my parents to like my generation, and then next to us there was like this little girl that looked like she was 14. I was like, how old are you? And she's like, I'm 18. I know I look younger. And I was just like, this is just so awesome, because like the music just transcends age groups, like in, you know, generations. And like the fact that these guys are still jumping up and down on stage, like the age, I was like, you know, once I started talking to them more, it was like, I felt comfortable enough to be like, can I ask how young you all are? Like, and Amlak said he was 60. And then Selwyn was 70. And I was like, oh my, or 71. And I was like, oh my gosh, like they are in like such great shape. The only one I didn't get to meet was David, like the lead singer, because they said he wasn't feeling very good. he was like, California, can I ask you one question? Why is it so damn cold? So like so they were saying how afterwards, like he wasn't gonna be like coming out and meeting people because he was just not really feeling well. And you wouldn't be able to tell that he wasn't feeling well by the way this guy was performing. But yeah, it was such a great time. And then when we started that conversation about like how just their music, like how, you know, you have all of the different people like that love them. They were just like, yeah, every time I see the youth, like, and I asked them, he was saying, Amlak was saying, I ask who introduced them to my music, to our music. This is the Tom Ford brow sculptor, by the way. And he's like, and I always try to thank them personally, like whoever it was that introduced them to our music. And for me, I said it was my dad. Like, I grew up listening to you. And he's like, that's so cool. Like, is your dad still around? I'm like, yeah, him and my mom are in San Francisco right now. And he's like, let's give him a call. And I was like, oh my gosh. Mind you, it's like almost midnight. So I was like, hopefully my parents are up. And they just so happened to be like on a trip in San Francisco. My dad's attending some like continuing education for at a dental conference up there. So I think that's why like I was able to catch them and they were still up. But those little party animals that they are. And so and he didn't answer at first. And I was like, oh my gosh, please answer. And then my mom wasn't answering. And then I texted my dad. I said, like, please like FaceTime me. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm with literally Steel Pulse who wants to say hi. And so I FaceTime him again and he answers. And he was just like telling him how he's like, your daughter was in the front row. She had like all the energy tonight. She goes, I'm so glad that everybody else wasn't on the level she was because I was trying to keep up. Y'all, kid you not, I was like off my feet the entire concert. Like by the time it ended, I looked like I had just gotten out of like a cardio session. My hair was like wet, but I didn't care. Like it was so much fun, y'all. It was so much fun. Like it was the most epic experience. And then we were like, I really enjoy the saxophonist too, and he's younger. So I think his name was Jonathan. And so I was like, hey, like do you know if like the sax player was there? When we were just like hanging out at the end, there was like some of their like ride or die OG fans sticking around too to like meet them and take pics and stuff. But we were like the last of them. Like everybody else had like left. And then finally John Avery, the saxophonist, he came out and like, I met him and took a picture with him. And I was like, and he looks younger. So obviously like there's only 3 of these guys that are like the OG that are still part of like the original band. So I met 2 of the 3 tonight, and then him, I was just like, how did you get started with these guys? Like now you're because I remember him from last year too. He's like, oh, I guess like somebody that he knew the guys, and he said I had the opportunity to play 3 songs for David, the lead singer. And he's like, then he was just like, you want to finish out the tour with us? And he said this was 3 years ago. And he's like, yeah. So it's just so cool to see him on stage. And he was just like, it's like he has this huge smile. I posted on my Instagram a picture that we took, a selfie, and he just has this huge smile. It's so cute. And so he's like, the crazy thing is, he's like, I grew up listening to Steel Pulse. So you can tell that he is just as much of a fan of them. But now he's like up there on stage playing with them. Like how surreal must that be, right? And so you know, I was prepared, like asking all my questions when I had the opportunity to like talk to these guys at the end. I had so many questions, like, and y'all can probably relate, like if you guys are real true groupies of like a band, you connect so much with their music. Like you probably could talk their ear off all night, right? Like, cause you can just relate on so, and I was just like, what's you guys' favorite song? I needed to know. Like it just, and then they just like tell these stories because of all the things that they've been through. Like, and that's what, just like, that's what you hear in their music. It's like their stories of their life. And then they started to like share like the things that they have seen and experienced and why they are still doing this. And it's just, it's incredible. Like it got kind of like deep, to be honest. And like, I mean, it's just, it's, yeah. Anyway, I can go like on and on about how just insane the experience was last night. It truly was like one of the best nights of my life. Really, seriously. So thank you all for your interest. But yeah, I couldn't wait to share all of that with y'all. Let me just catch up with the comments. Signed merch. Yes, it was amazing. I follow Steel Pulse on IG and I'm now planning on deep diving them. Yes, Kat, I love them. My heart sings that you love reggae, says Brittany. Yes. Yeah, Selwyn is on the keyboard. Selwyn is adorable. Yeah. No, this is not the new Valentino foundation formula yet, Keisha. I have not tried that one. I still have like this one and a backup because I got scared when I found out that they were reformulating. So I was like, let me get a backup. So I have not tried the new reformulation yet. But if anybody has, I would love to know. I'm trying to put this camera a little bit more in front. So yeah. But the makeup was fabulous. Thank you so much. Yeah. And just, yeah, the music is insane. Like the lyrics, the story behind it. They had a disabled section for grannies in wheelchairs. Yeah, that's exactly how reggae concerts are. All the ages. It's like a big family party. Yes, all the ages, all the colors, all the everything. Like people from everywhere. I met this guy who was from Brazil. And he was sticking around at the end because he was an OG fan. And he's like, I wanted to watch them back to back. So I followed them here from LA. They must have had just performed. I didn't go back and look at the tour dates, but I'm pretty sure he said he had seen them in LA the night prior. And then he was like, I might as well just catch them back to back because they're close enough. And then me and that guy connected because I was like, these guys are like underrated. Like to me, they're like up there with Bob. He's like, I said up there with Bob Marley, but people are going to think I'm crazy if I say that. He's like, no, he's like, they are. He's like, thank you. Like they are up there with Bob Marley. Like it's just, I mean, but I don't know why like they don't get as much hype as they deserve, but yeah, I do get a cut from the ads. Thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate that. Yeah, anything like ads or like super chats, now that I'm officially monetized on YouTube, I get like a little bit less than 50%. Pretty much 50%, but like, yeah, like for instance, if somebody sends me $10, like I'll get $4.90 because YouTube takes some of it and then some of it goes to taxes and then, yeah. So I appreciate it that you watch the ads. You looked so good. Thank you, Sonia. That's so sweet of you. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys don't mind the ads too much, I'll leave them on lives. Yeah, I hope they're not like diminishing the experience too much, but a way to avoid ads is by paying for YouTube Premium. That's what I do, so I don't get ads. It's probably better to do it that way if they really like annoy you, because I swear like YouTube Premium is so worth it if you're the type that watches YouTube a lot. If you don't watch YouTube enough, then it's not worth it. But by the way, this is just the Makeup by Mario Cream Bronzer in the shade Medium. Thank you. Yeah, I had such an amazing time. It's just like the right venue. I've seen these guys in different venues, like in Orange County and stuff like that, in Costa Mesa. But it's not as cool of an experience as this venue is, because it's like a smaller venue. So these guys, like, they sell out like big stadiums, but here in Ventura, I live in like a little beach town. So there's a big reggae following here, but let's see if I can move this a little bit. But it's still like a small enough venue for it to feel very intimate, which I love. So anyway, yeah. So okay, today I brought out the new Pat McGrath Mothership. So I figured maybe we can play around with this one today. And I wore white so that it would match anything we decided to do. I haven't decided which blush yet, but I'm thinking about doing probably like maybe the Rare Beauty blush that I picked up recently in the shade Happy might go with it. This is such a beautiful palette. It's the newest Mothership from Pat McGrath. It has these like really pretty purples and greens. And I actually haven't dipped into this one yet. So today will be the first time. Yeah, so. Oh, and then next to me here, I do have my Haku Hodo brushes that I'm going to be showcasing more on my channel because, so this is one little tray here. Gosh, I always drop one when I try to, this is another tray of like the smaller Haku Hodo brushes. And then these are like my my other like face brushes from Haku Hodo in the G series. The Salt and Pepper Squirrel and Goat mix. I was saying yesterday, like whenever I drop a brush, I'll just take my hand sanitizer in the spray form and just give it a spray. And that way it's like my floors are clean, but I don't know. It's an eye brush, so that's just like a little tip for you if that ever happens. But I'm gonna start to use more of my Haku Hodo brushes because we just heard that there is going to be a price increase coming up in June. So if anybody's interested in stocking up on Haku Hodo before the price increase, you can purchase Haku Hodo through the Fude Bobo website. There's a few different places to purchase Haku Hodo. This is a Huda Beauty setting powder, my tried and true. Y'all already know how I feel about this. But yes, it's pinned on YouTube for your shopping pleasure. Thank you so much for shopping through my affiliate links where I might make a small commission at no additional cost to you. And yeah, you can get a discount, 10% if you've already shopped on Fude Bobo, but if it's your first time, you can get 15% off. And yeah, if you want to shop prior to that upcoming price increase. So, and then you can also shop my other links on there. I'll put, everything is linked in the description box of my YouTube video, and everything's also linked in my bio on Instagram. So please go ahead and follow me on both platforms. You are a Haku Hodo queen, says Keisha. Oh my gosh, Keisha, that's flattering. Thank you. I went crazy during the prior price increase that we experienced with Haku Hodo. I said, hell no, I'm stocking up on all my Haku Hodo brushes. So that's why I'm pretty happy with my Haku Hodo collection. I kind of went a little bit ham, not gonna lie. And honestly, I think I even have more Haku Hodo brushes maybe in a different spot. Yeah, these aren't all of them because I have some orange series handles and my Kokutan ones in a different place. So those are like the more like special, like collectible ones. These are the ones that I have here because I'm in the process of painting all of the handles, because if y'all are familiar with Haku Hodo, one of the downsides is that even though we do appreciate that they have the name of the brush for the most part. Some of them don't have the name on them, like the older ones, but I think pretty much like the newer ones have the names written on there, which is very helpful because they're like code. But they do start to fade if you don't protect them with a protective layer. So I use like a clear nail polish to protect them, and I'm in the process of painting all of them, but it's just taking me a while, which is why they are in different places right now. And they're not like all in one place. Thank you so much, Brittany, for reminding people to like and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, I go live here all the time, pretty much. The only like one that is has a set time schedule is like a set schedule is this one, 3 p.m. PST. I really try to stay consistent with this one because I'm going to church anyway, so I get ready for church on here. But Friday nights and Saturday nights, I've been going live kind of recently, since I recently monetized, to just kind of feed into that and put more of my content out there. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna start to dip in here to this palette. I'm not sure what type of look we're going for here yet, but I'm gonna start off with these couple of brushes here. This fluffy one is the G5522, and then this one that has like it's like a finger type of brush, it's like a 3D shape, is the G6451. Yeah, some clear varnish, exactly. And I have it linked too on my Amazon storefront if you're interested in the type of varnish that I use to paint them. That's funny. That's what my dad called nail polish once, when I think my mom was like, we were going on like it just threw me back because we were going on like a road trip once. And I think my mom was like putting on like a top coat on her nails or something like that. And my dad was like, he mentioned something about the polish and he called it a varnish. My mom was like, ha, varnish. Anyway. Yes, no, my friend on the live didn't go with me, Elizabeth. Thank you for asking. Shannon, she got ready with me, but no, Shannon lives in Connecticut, unfortunately, so she wasn't able to come. I would have loved for her to come. Yeah. Yes, hi, Sarah. Welcome to the live. Yeah, Ventura Music Hall is kind of a hole-in-the-wall place, but that's why I love it so much, because it's like the majority is like general admission, and it's really easy to like get right up front. The vibes are right, like, you know, you don't have to worry about there being like a mosh pit, like people are polite, like maybe it's like the reggae culture too. That's part of like the whole reason why I like reggae music, is like the type of people, the culture, like the respect, just like the positive vibes, just like everything about it. So yeah. Keisha said, I bought quite a few before the first round of price increases 2 years ago. Yeah, same. Yeah, I know what you mean, Sarah. That's kind of how I felt when I first started buying natural hair brushes too. It kind of like hurt my wallet. But then I was like, dang, like I grew in my appreciation for the craftsmanship of the brushes. So then I started to just like really invest in them, because these are just Hakuhodo, like you can't beat the quality. Like these will literally last you your whole life if you take good care of your natural hair brushes. And I find that they're very unique in the market in the way that they make these brushes in particular, like especially the mix with goat and squirrel hair. And just like in general, they have just like so many unique shapes, and they make so many brushes with different hair types. And if you start to experience like the way that these apply your makeup, it's like hard to go back. Yeah, but anyway. All right, y'all might have to help me out with creating this look, because like I said, I didn't really have a plan here. But yeah, like if you're familiar with like the old school like MAC brushes that you can't get anymore, that used to be made with like real natural hair, Hakuhodo pretty much has all of the same shapes available. Like this one was the beloved, what is it? Now I just had it. The, not the 512. Who remembers this like really classic shape from MAC? So they have it. So Hakuhodo's version is the J5523, for instance. Yeah, it's very popular in the artist industry. Hakuhodo, yeah, for sure. They are suspected to be the OEM for a lot of other brush makers. Like they say, rumor has it that they are the actual makers behind Refer brushes. So yeah, okay, now I'm just like dipping into this purple one. I don't know, what should we... I did green yesterday. I did a little bit of green, not these exact greens, but now I'm thinking maybe we'll do like a purple look today. What y'all think? 217. Thank you. I think it's the 217. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I start to get confused because like it's been a minute since I've pulled out like these Hakuhodo brushes, because after I went crazy with the price increase, they like the numbers kind of like left me. But during the time that I was like in the market and on the hunt for all these, I wanted to make sure that like I copped all the ones I could. And I went really into like a deep dive and I looked up like all the YouTube videos. And so I was a lot better at having the numbers memorized on them back 2 years ago when I bought all of them. Purple? Okay, Brittany votes purple. Cool. Hey Shannon, we were just talking about you and how you joined me live yesterday. Somebody asked if you went to the concert with me. I said, no, I wish. That would have been fun. I can't with the mosh pit either. I experienced the mosh pit once and I was like, never again. And that was when I went to go see Sublime with Rome at the Ventura County Fair. I accidentally got stuck in the mosh pit. And I lost my friends, and like that was like a big concert, so like there was like no service and it was just not a good experience. I was a lot younger too. I was in high school and I was just like freaked out about the whole thing, so I can't do mosh pits. Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, thank you for putting in the numbers of the brushes. So if you don't find the specific one you're looking for on Fude Bobo, maybe just like message her and she'll probably be able to source it for you. You could get them directly from the Hakuhodo USA website, but there will be a shipping cost, just like, I mean, I guess pretty much with anywhere, unless you reach, I think, a certain threshold, maybe. Sometimes Hakuhodo does something where they like make it free shipping for like 1 month out of the year, like November or something like that. Kat, you can't always be like perfectly on your game, so it's totally cool and understandable. No worries, girl. All right, let's go in with this maybe like really pretty purple sparkly one here. And so I really think that Hakuhodo's pony hair, the horse, really shines. These are great for laying down shimmers, laying down mattes. They're really soft, and yeah, I definitely recommend these kind of like flat shape brushes for lay down. So I'm going to show you how these brushes lay down these shimmers. They really, the difference between natural hair brushes and synthetics is really in the way that the fibers pick up. Look at the ability to pick up those sparkles. You see that? That is really where these brushes shine. And you know what? I didn't even put a primer on. Now I'm thinking I should probably put a primer on. Okay, let's do an experiment, okay? I'm gonna put this, this is the Pat McGrath's Intensifies Artistry Wand, okay? I'm gonna put this on one eye. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe we can experiment and put this only on one eye. Not only because I already kind of started right here, but I kind of want to see the difference that it truly makes to put that intensifies thing. I know Shannon is a fan of this one too, and she uses it often. So we'll see if it really makes a big difference. All I have is like a very thin layer of concealer down as a base. So try to zoom y'all in. I love our little community here too. Yeah, and everybody also follow Brown Girl Bella, my friend Shannon. Her and I are planning on going live again together next week, where she does Bella After Dark on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but she's on East Coast time, so it's 3 hours ahead for her. So make sure to look out for that. Okay, there you go. So that's packing that shimmer on to one eye. Kind of just like packing it to get like a high concentration of that shimmer right there. And then on the other eye, we'll go in and do the same thing. I want to make sure that I have enough of this artistry wand down. This intensifies to make sure that it's going to really grip onto that eyeshadow. So I'm doing this as an example to see if like you guys, if anybody's interested or considering getting that Intensifies by Pat McGrath to see how much of a difference it truly makes. It is already, I can tell, kind of like adding some adhesion. It's making it grip easier. If possible, can somebody please put a poll up and just put like, have you liked the video? So that we can make sure to get people to like it. Because when people enter the video on YouTube, that like pops up. All right, let's see. And then now I think I want to do this really fun, like lighter purple shade here. What do we think? On like the inner portion. So I'm going to take this. So this horsehair Hakuhodo brush, this is the J246HS. When it has an S at the end, it means it has a small amount of synthetic. And the reason that they put a tiny bit of synthetic, and they say it's like less than 2%, is to give it like a nice snap, because otherwise sometimes particular hair types will be too floppy. So I kind of like appreciate that they do such a, Hakuhodo really stands out, and the amazing job that they do when they do incorporate synthetics into their brushes. It's, you can't even tell. You could not tell the difference between like whether some of these have synthetic in them or not. So as you can see, look at how this horse brush just picked up those sparkles. It's really difficult with a natural hair brush to get that pickup there. And then the lay down too. And the reason I tilt my head is to minimize any fallout on my eyelashes. And if anybody is new to my channel, I do my lashes at home myself. It's Lashify at home DIY lash extension system. I have tons of videos on it. And you can get 20% off using my link. So you can tell, look at how it's like packing on that glitter in the center. I'm gonna go in and do the same thing on the other eye, and let's see if you can see a difference, because this one's the one that has the sticky base. I can tell a huge difference with that one. See how that one is adhering on the eyelid a lot better than the side without it. The side without it is still adhering well, because these eyeshadows are just very standout eyeshadows, and it's just a different type of look, right? You might want something a little bit more ethereal and less intense, so it's just a preference. But that's the cool thing about these shadows, these sparkly shadows, is you can dilute them or you can pack them on and really build them up. I do have a birthmark in my eye, yeah. You swear by that wand, says Kat. It's a good one, right? Sable is another one that is great for lay down shimmers. So true. Oh, you ended up ordering the Bisotto foundation brush. Is this one? Yes, Sarah. The Kalinsky one. Congratulations on picking her up. She's a true gem. A very beautiful collector's piece that I'm very lucky to have. That's so true. Yes, thank you for mentioning that, Keisha. Another reason why I like to order Hakuhodo from places like Fude Bobo instead of on the Hakuhodo website itself is because right now, based on the exchange rate, if you are purchasing in US dollars, the exchange rate to Japanese yen, hey Stacy, is more favorable than purchasing it on the Hakuhodo website. So you save some coin by purchasing them on a Japanese website, sourcing them from a Japanese retailer. Thank you for mentioning that, Keisha. You got stuck in a mosh pit at a Korn concert many moons ago. Yeah, mosh pits, that's not me. Like, that might be for some people, but not me. Yeah. I'm just making sure to catch up. Yeah, powder on the tip of your nose. Yeah, thank you, Stacy. That's how I do it on purpose I'm kind of baking, because that's where I get oily, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you telling me. Yeah. Oh, Keisha, these are two of your favorite Hakuhodo eye brushes? Awesome. Yeah, okay, Sylvia, you're a metalhead and you can't stand the mosh pit either. Yeah, it's crazy, right? All right. Yeah, and like Shannon mentioned, Hakuhodo does have some weasel hair, some Kalinsky, and these are also great packers. But the cool thing about Horse is that you pay less. It's cheaper than Kalinsky. Like this is Kalinsky and this is Horse. So it's like a more affordable option, but it's still like an underrated type of bristle, in my opinion. And this is the S132, by the way, the Kalinsky. Do I prefer Tansedo or Hakuhodo for laydown brushes? Ooh, Sarah, that's a great question. I love some of my Tansedo laydown brushes. They have some that are very similar to the Hakuhodo ones. Like Tansedo has really really similar shapes to some of these. Like Tansedo has a shape extremely close to this Hakuhodo S149. This is the B004G, which is another dupe. It's like another version of a very, very popular MAC one back in the day. And I don't know, it's a hard, that's such a hard question. They're so similar. I think where Tansedo stands out is in the long handles. There's something about Tansedo's long handles that I just love, but aesthetically, I appreciate that you can you can pay a little bit more for this S version and get a gold ferrule. And I'm personally like a sucker for gold ferrule. So if I do have the opportunity to purchase a brush in the gold ferrule, and these are probably only going to be options if you go through Hakuhodo directly on their website, because not all of the retailers that sell Hakuhodo provide you with, that's the cool thing about shopping on the Hakuhodo website, is like all the different types of brushes on there. And like I said, like you can get the brush in the S version, or you can get it for less in just like the regular silver ferrule. I also appreciate that Hakuhodo puts the name of the brush on their handle. Tenseido doesn't do that, but Fude Bobo does that on the Tenseido brushes she sells. So that's a plus if you can get it with the name of the brush on there. So I think it's like a little bit more satisfying for me to use those long Tenseido handles, to be honest with you. Where Hakuhodo stands out is in their like unique shapes and unique hair types. So you don't need, like, if you already have similar shapes in Tenseido, like this, you might not need duplicates. But because these are brushes that are just like such classic staples, you can, I mean, and if you want like a backup, if you want to have like one of each, they're just different brush makers. So it's just cool to experience different types of craftsmanship. Another thing that stands out about Tenseido is the fact that they do their tea dyed goat hair very well. And you don't find that tea dyed goat hair in Hakuhodo. So they stand out, in my opinion, for different reasons. That's a good question though. Thank you for asking. But yeah, see, if I don't start to do my makeup, I could literally chat about brushes all day long. All day long. Like I could go through my whole collection of Hakuhodo brushes and make a YouTube video that's like hours and hours and hours long. So I might have to like I'm gonna start to film YouTube videos, like deep dives into my Hakuhodo brushes probably, but I would probably have to like figure out a way to like break it down into categories, of course. But anyway, look at how pretty, right, this eyeshadow look is coming out. So because this is like so much more intense on this eye, now I do feel the need to put a little bit of this on this eye, and let's see if it layers well. Like if I can do it on top and then put some more of the sparkly purple. See how it goes. So now that we experimented and saw the difference, and I'm gonna start to keep it moving here because we are pretty much at the 1 hour mark. And I feel like when I'm live, these things go like so much faster than it feels. Because I could just chat for days. Okay, and then in the inner corner, I'm going to take, let's see, probably just like wipe off that same brush that I'm using. And then go in probably like with this one right here. Which just is looking like the perfect inner corner shade. And again on the J246HS. So H stands, so their J series is their standard series with the silver ferrule. The H stands, so this is the 246 brush, but it has an H because the H stands for horse, and S because S stands for synthetic, which it has a slight bit. In Hakuhodo, I say slight because they claim that it's less than 2%. I think I read that somewhere, that that's what Hakuhodo says is the amount in the ratio when they add synthetic to their brushes. But like I said, they're just as soft as fully natural brushes. You don't feel the synthetic. You can't even tell it's there. But yeah. Yeah, the 232 is good. I know I have the 232 somewhere, but I'm not gonna go try to look for it right now, because then this is gonna take forever. There's so many that I recommend. Like I seriously have to do like a full YouTube video on it. More than one likely, if y'all are interested in that. But I follow Jaybird Walking on YouTube, if you're familiar with her. she like went to the Hakuhodo store in Torrance here in California and went live and filmed herself like going through like pretty much the entire Hakuhodo like collection and showcasing the differences between their brushes and stuff. So those are good videos to watch if you really like are interested in like doing a full deep dive into Hakuhodo. Those are up already. Okay, and then I'm going to do, I'm reaching for like a smaller brush. This one's one of the classics, the 146, which is their little crease brush, and it is in squirrel hair. So I'm going to go and deepen up the crease a little bit. So I'm kind of just tempted to go into this like deeper green because why not, I guess, right? And because I have like a partially hooded eyelid, I always feel like if I don't deepen up my crease enough, for some reason, like, I don't know, this just like opens up my eye more. And then I'm really gonna try to hurry up and wrap this up, y'all, so I can let you go. Hopefully this look doesn't like turn out too muddy now that I'm like mixing the green and the purples. Oh, okay. Keisha says there's a few Hakuhodo brushes that are only available in Japan. It's fun to browse the Hakuhodo Japan website. And yeah, the options with Hakuhodo are just so vast. So that is already something about Hakuhodo that I prefer over Tanseido, is just how many options. It's almost like overwhelming if you're just starting to shop Hakuhodo for the first time, to be honest with you. But if you're really just like focusing on like a small curated collection of Hakuhodo brushes, if you're like newer and you're just starting your collection, I would focus on the Pepper series that is mixed with goat hair and squirrel hair. Those really shine and stand out in my opinion. And they're unique, and you can't find like comparable brushes with Tanseido. But yeah, like I said, Fude Bobo was great, and she could probably source some for you if you're looking into like more rare ones. But yeah, I would love to go to Japan for Fude Matsuri, which is their festival that they have in, I think it's November, if I'm not mistaken. So that's like a dream of mine to go and visit Hakuhodo in person. Okay, so I don't know. I think I'm going to probably leave the look there because I don't want to keep y'all here forever. I could probably keep going and going and going. But yeah. I'm going to use this little S147. It's like just like this little bullet shape. I was eyeing using this like horsehair, the B533, but again, like this one was pretty difficult for me to source, so I don't think it's like that readily available. But like I said, like it's cool how they have this similar shapes in different types of hairs. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go in and use this. Like there's just something so beautiful about the gold barrel to me, so it's worth the little bit of extra coin in my opinion whenever they are available. Oh, thank you so much. Soft glam look on deck. Slay, Noelle. Ooh, Brittany, is that what you're cooking? Yum. Shrimp etouffee. Oh, over basmati rice. Yum. I would love to see what that looks like. That sounds delicious. I'm not familiar with that dish. See, super interested in a Hakuhodo video. With the price increase, people will be looking for those kinds of videos. So true. You're right. Okay. All right. Thank you for the feedback on that. I'm going to go in with the B533. Sorry if I'm giving anybody FOMO, but it's just such a great brush. Sonia G has a similar one to this one though, in goat hair, dyed goat hair. So, so yeah, if you want something kind of like similar to this one, Sonia G. I'm going to take a little bit of this sparkle and put it like right there in the middle, lower lash line. And then a little bit of the inner corner color and put it like a little bit on the lower lash line in the inner portion. Okay, cool. We'll probably just take, I didn't even end up using this 6451, y'all. Maybe I can just use it clean to kind of just blend out any edges and harsh lines. Oh, thank you so much, Shannon. She says, I have lots of lid space to play with. Beautiful. I never thought I did, but I try to do everything possible to give me more lid space, like use lash clusters underneath my lashes so that it won't take more of my lid space away. Hey Devin, how are you? Hey Cindy Luhu, how are you? Still need to complete my brush purchases. Thank you for all the recs you gave me. Oh, of course, I love that. Yeah, if anybody's interested in asking me which brushes I recommend, like from Fude Bobo or anything like that, please feel free to DM me on Instagram anytime. Love talking about brushes. All right, let's do a little bit of an eyeliner, shall we? I'm gonna go in with my Victoria Beckham one, and this one is in the shade, which one's this one? Cocoa. Yeah. Just gonna do a little bit of a tight line. So cocoa is like not black, it's super dark brown. Just gonna put a little bit on the top outer portion. And then this is just like my Makeup by Mario one, which I also like. I was considering grabbing this one. This one's in the shade Perfect Brown. But I like this Makeup by Mario one. It's a little bit more of a dry formula than the Victoria Beckham. Not in a bad way though. It's creamy enough. But I like the fact that this one has a brush on the other side like this. It makes it really easy to just like flick out your wing. And I like this on the other side more than the little like sponge tip applicator that Victoria Beckham provides. Some people like the sponge tip applicator, just a matter of preference. But yeah. So that's why I recommend the Makeup by Mario ones too, if you're looking for a good eyeliner, and it's a little bit more affordable too than the Victoria Beckham ones. The eye look is stunning, says Keisha. Thank you so much. I wasn't sure if I was liking how it's turning out, but thank you for that. I recommended these little pointy, I always mention them because they're just so good. These little pointy little Q-tips. I have them linked on my Amazon storefront. But I just love them for like precise detail work, cleaning up. They're just really great for all of that. I'm trying to do like a little point on my inner corner here, but I can't do it with like a regular eyeliner. I need to use a liquid one. There. I've been liking doing like a little inner corner wing lately. I kind of like how, like when I do an outer wing, how it just kind of like helps elongate the eye. And a tip if you are intimidated with wing eyeliner is first go in by laying it down with like an eyeshadow, like a brown eyeshadow, because that's always easy to fix mistakes. And like these nail teas can just like clean up really easily if you mess up. And then if you want it to be more intense, you can just deepen it up with like a liquid liner afterwards, and that way you already have like have it set down initially, like your line, right? So I'm just gonna add a little bit of bottom lash mascara. This is the Hourglass one that I'm working on getting through. I like that it's a tubing mascara, so it's just, it comes off with warm water. It's easy to remove. It doesn't transfer throughout the day, and it's very lengthening. So, yeah. I like their non-tubing formula too. I finished that one, so now I'm just working on this one. I also feel like tubing mascaras like don't dry out as fast as other like non-tubing mascara formulas. So that's another plus. Yeah, that's on your wish list too, to go to that festival in Japan. It's on my bucket list too. Great food in New Orleans. I replaced, did somebody ask about my garage door? I got a replacement for my garage door, yeah. Yeah, fox hair. Anything mixed with fox hair is great too. Adds to list, says Brittany. All the brushes are beautiful, thank you. Yes, Brittany, I love that. One of these Sundays I'm going to pop in church like Noe. All right, let's do a little bit of bronzer. One of the brushes that I have really been enjoying from Fude Bobo, which is still pinned on YouTube, is this little mini owl brush. You get a discount if you get it together with her the big version of this one. So that's cool. But this one is just great. Like, I've been loving it for all sorts of things. Like, I've been liking it for foundation. I've been liking it for powder, like bronzer. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade 3, the airbrush bronzer. And yeah, like, look at how just like seamless. It's this hair is a mix of fox hair and goat hair. Yeah, this one is amazing. I highly recommend this one. This one's another good one. This one's a persimmon dyed goat hair. It's nice and fluffy. It's less dense than this fox and goat hair one. This one's also great, also available on the Fude Bobo website. And she has a version that's like more like pointy and tapered too. Great as well for so many different uses. I like this one for bronzer as well. Just like this. So if you want like less of a concentrated application, like if this was a type of bronzer that was a little bit too deep for my skin tone, I would reach for a more fluffier one and stay away from like a more dense one. Trying to keep up on the comments. I have pretty much every Sonia G brush that she's ever released. So yeah, I love Sonia G. I'm a big Sonia G fan. This smoked out look is beautiful. Thank you so much, Sylvia. You were giving Desi grief over the garage. Oh, we're okay. Desi, I love that. Okay, I just caught on to that, you all. You guys are brilliant and genius. I love you. I'm like, who the hell is Desi? Okay, Desi. Okay, love that. Yes. Giving Desi grief for the garage is warranted. If y'all don't get that inside joke, follow me on Instagram. I'll keep you like posted on my personal life and all things happening through a series that I do called Backyard Chats. And there was some drama with my garage door recently. So yes, that all ended up working out, thankfully. I did have to replace my garage door, which was kind of a nightmare situation at first. I've been liking these Isomea contour sticks. This one's in the shade Oak. So I like to go in and do like a little shadow before I go in to do my lips. The Sarah Creole lip primer is great. I like priming my lips with it as well. Let's do a little bit of blush. I know I'm jumping around, but that's okay because we don't have to do chapter markers on YouTube on lives, so I can jump around freely. Thank y'all for the compliments on my look though. I'm glad it kind of worked out. She's smoky today, shoot. Looks like I'm going to another concert, right? But look at how, like, it's really, this was not my skill, y'all. This was all Pat McGrath. Like, it's, her shadows, like, are made in a way that makes application effortless. Like, I was doing this kind of, like, in a rush. Like, it's kind of hard for me to be honest, to, like, entertain and to, like, do my makeup perfectly at the same time sometimes. Because I just get, like, scatterbrained about it. And my mind is in a million places. And today was like the first time that I experimented with these shades. And so, yeah, thankfully they turned out, or the look turned out okay. I just kind of want to take like a clean fluffy brush, probably like this one that I was using, the 6451. And just make sure that that inner corner is nice and blended too, so we don't have harsh lines anywhere. That artistry one did make a pretty big difference though, huh? And if y'all didn't see me apply my makeup for the concert last night, I wanted to almost, like, I was tempted to like do like a check-in at the end of the night, but like my makeup really like didn't move throughout all of that, like jumping and dancing and sweating and everything. So that turned out pretty well. I'll just take a tiny bit of this Natasha Denona powder contour. This is in the shade medium. And sometimes I just like to set my cream contour with it, even if it's at the end, and just define the places that I want snatched, like the jawline, my nose, and just like a little bit on the cheekbones. Sometimes I even take it up here in the temples. But this step right here, taking your contour here, is very like dependent on your face shape, because as we get older, we tend to lose volume in our temples. So that's why you see some people get like filler there. I don't have any filler in my temples just because I don't feel like I need it. Sometimes I still feel like my face looks a little bit more round than I would like. Probably because just like, I don't know, the way I gain weight is like, I'll immediately gain it like in my face. So If I'm like feeling like a little bit more full, because like I've been indulging in like junk food lately. Like last night after the concert, I stopped off and got fast food. So I can tell like the next day when I wake up, I'm like more swollen. Same with alcohol. If I drink alcohol, it affects me that way. So then I want to kind of like maybe refrain from putting a lot of contour up here, because then it'll just like look kind of imbalanced. But if I'm feeling like particularly more snatched, so that's what I mean. Like it kind of depends on what you're trying to balance out as far as like your own facial features. So I don't know why I got on that tangent, but anyway, let's do a lippy and wrap this up, shall we? Right? Thank you. Yes. We've been pleasantly surprised with this palette, right, Shannon? Yeah. Brittany, how many times have you done adds to list recently? We're enablers here in this community. I've been loving these Isamaya lip liners, y'all. I purchased 4 of them during the Sephora sale. I did not need to purchase 4 of them, but I did. And I've been liking them. I like the shades that she's come out with and everything. 2 of them are pretty interchangeable, just like her contour sticks that I did not need, both in rosewood and in oak. They're pretty much the same shades, just like Liberica and Tonka are very, very similar, like contour shades. You don't need both. Bean has a little bit more of a reddish undertone, as you can see there. So kind of depending on what I have going on my eyes. I filmed a short that I'm going to post on this Merit one that I was curious to pick up during the Sephora sale too. I went back and forth on purchasing this one, but I ended up pulling trigger, and I don't regret it, y'all. Like, I did not think I was going to like this one, but for some reason, I've been enjoying it. Even though it's marketed as like a sheer lip liner, it still stays on pretty well. And the way I've been enjoying this one is when I'm like in a super rush and I'm not going to do like an intricate lip, I just want to like slap on like a lip gloss and go, or like a lip balm and go. That's where I grabbed this one, just for like a little bit of definition. But I don't know if it's ever happened to you with I know this might be like maybe a personal problem, but I've mentioned that I do enjoy the Natasha Denona lip liners. I particularly enjoy the shades, but I haven't been reaching for them lately because a couple times ago, I was gonna say like a couple years ago, I went to go see Steel Pulse in concert back in Orange County, and I didn't have I guess I just like didn't touch up my lips because I was just like so in the moment. And then at the end of the concert, and I was wearing the Natasha Denona lip liner, and at the end of the concert, it's like the inner portion of my lips like faded, but these lip liners have so much staying power that like they will literally stay put and not budge. And sometimes that might not be that great of a thing because this formula doesn't really like blend out as well and like feather out as well as like, you know, a formula like the Isamaya ones, for instance, or like these like good old Makeup Forever artist color pencils do. And so what happens is like when I looked in the mirror, like at the end of the concert, I was like horrified because I just had like a dark ring around my lips, you know? So that's where like this Merit one comes in and is great because maybe you want something that kind of just like fades evenly and looks naturally, especially if you have like hardly any makeup on the rest of your face and you're just doing like a no makeup look. You might not want something that's like super intense, like with super intense staying power like the Natasha Denona ones. You might just want like a little bit of some dimension up here, like on your Cupid's bow or something like that. And you want to kind of keep it pretty natural everywhere else. You're doing like a little like see-through moment, and you might not want to have so much like pigment on your lips. like maybe today we don't have to do like a super strong lippy because we already have a lot going on the eyes. So a way that I like to just like do that is by just like dotting on maybe like a little bit of a lipstick, like in the middle of my lips, like using this Westman Atelier. This is I thought like a good shade to match the eye. This is in the shade Petal, which is a new release. And like, I'll just kind of like dab it like this. And then I might just top it off with like a gloss. And I recently picked up this Dior Addict Lip Maximizer in the shade 63. I have a bunch of these. I did not need another one, but for some reason this like lilac purple shade was calling me because I had recently picked up the one in the Bobbi Brown lip gloss formula, and I've really been enjoying it. So I was like, let me pick this one up because these are great for like cooling down. And by cooling down, I don't mean like temperature wise, I mean color wise. Like if you have like a cooler tone eyeshadow look going on and you don't want, and so a lot of lippies lean warm. So that's where like these like lilac shades come in. If you don't want like a super warm tone look on your lips, if you know what I mean. So yeah. So, and then I just take like my KQ12S here from Tensado that I love, also available on the Food Bubble website. If it's not this one, I'll take this Makeup by Mario dual-sided one. This is the EF1. Anything that's like flat like this, you could even use like these little precise Hakuhodo ones for this step too, if you want to just kind of like clean up around your lips. Because horsehair could be used with liquids and powders and creams. That's another cool thing about horsehair. But I particularly like the shape of the KQ12S. I've raved about it so much that I don't need to continue on, but you always see me use this KQ12S on my channel. So anyway, let's top her off with a little bit of a highlighter, and then that'll be it, y'all. I recently picked up the Gucci highlighter in an additional shade during the Sephora sale. I already had the shade 3 Warm Gold, and it's not a super warm gold either. It's kind of deceiving on the website. It's like a champagne, but for this look, because it's leaning a little bit more cooler in tone, I wanted to pick up an additional one. So I picked up the shade 4 Pink Opal Pink. And I've really been enjoying this Gucci highlighter formula because look at it's like a cream to powder. It's like squishy in the pan. The formula reminds me of these Rare Beauty like putty blushes. So highly recommend these Gucci highlighters. They are lovely. Gotta do brow gel too. When I leave brow gel to the last step, if I don't start out with my brows done, I tend to forget it. And then I'm like, what the heck? I forgot my brow gel. Gucci gang, gang, gang. Exactly. Love Gucci, right? Gucci makeup. Yeah. I've been experimenting with the Gucci foundation because I don't know for y'all, like when you were shopping on Sephora, I don't know where it is right now, but they had a bunch of like samples available of the Gucci matte foundation. It's like a luminous matte or something like that. It's okay, but like, I don't know if like the shade was just like not my perfect shade, but it's not something I would like run and get, but it is like a more matte finish, which I do enjoy. But because I already have this one, I have the YSL All Hours one and the Tom Ford Soft Matte Architecture Foundation. All of them kind of have a similar like matte finish. I'm happy with them. I don't feel the need to run out and get the Gucci one. But yeah, that's kind of like my preferred finish in a foundation are those three. And the Prada one is really good too. Let's not forget Prada. Prada is like a little bit more universal, I would say, as far as like the type, like when it comes to skin types, that would be good for. Okay. Leave me alone, Noe. That's funny, Sarah. I'll lock my hit list so my hubby can't see and panic. Yeah. Yeah, Keisha, I have several of the Dior Lip Maximizers too, and I was like eyeing this one. Some influencer, I think, got me to get this one. I forget who. But I was like, I don't need another one of these, y'all. But I actually took more of like the nude shade with me to the Steel Pulse concert last night, and I was touching up throughout the night with that one. But yeah, I like that these really do have like a very sheer hint of color to them. But okay, let's finish off with some brow gel and then we'll be done. Done. I've really been enjoying the Rare Beauty one. This one's probably going to be like my, I think right now is like my top favorite brow gel, y'all. And I'm not really like a super big fan of Rare Beauty, but like this brow gel really hits. And I've been pleasantly surprised with this new blush formula that she came out with too, Selena Gomez. So I see you, Rare Beauty. But yeah, like I like how dynamic this brow gel is. Like you can get like a soft hold if that's what you prefer, or you can like really load this baby up and like get like that brow lamination look if that's your vibe too. And honestly, for myself personally, I like to switch it up. Sometimes I want my brows to be laminated and sometimes I want like a more fluffier look. It just kind of depends on the day, the mood, the vibe. I like to just go in with a brow pen sometimes if I have time toward the end. Like this one's the NYX one, which is great. My absolute favorite one is the Valentino one. But this is a great dupe for the Valentino, at least the pen side. The Valentino one is so great because it has a pencil, a pen, and a spoolie all in one. But I do like this brow pen by NYX as a more affordable option. And so, yeah. My brows even. This is the part I do typically off camera because I can get really nitpicky about getting my brows even. Okay. Okay, y'all. I think that's gonna be the look. All right, what do we think? An hour and a half. Still not under an hour, like I always shoot for, but an hour and a half. Yeah, it's 4:28 p.m. my time here in Southern California. You're watching me from Europe, Sarah? That's so cool. Oh, thank you so much for catching this live. That's amazing. Where in Europe are you from? I would love to know. You love the Prada foundation, says Shannon. Thank you, Brittany. Yes, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Oh, somebody said they reformulated it. Well, if the one that I was trying is, I'm assuming the new reformulation, unless Sephora is giving out old samples. It's actually right here. But these were like during the Sephora sale available, so I grabbed it and I had been trying it. And the shade that I was saying, I was kind of mixing the shade 220W and 330W, but the shade 220W is closer to my actual skin tone, but it was leaning a little bit more yellow. So I don't know, it kind of made me suspect that all of their shades lean probably like a little bit warm. I find that the Pat McGrath foundations and concealer tend to run warm too. And I'm more of a neutral undertone than a warm undertone. So that's why it doesn't always work for me. So I was kind of probably just like more turned off with like the shade. But like the finish was fine on this Gucci one. This is the 24-Hour Breathable Foundation Luminous Matte Finish. Clé de Peau actually also has a foundation that they market as a luminous matte. That's really, really great too. So recommend that one. Shannon, you send yours to your P.O. box, so no need to see the evidence. Luckily, I'm a working woman, so I pay for all of my, pretty much everything you see on my channel, I paid for myself. I pay my own bills, my own mortgage, my own everything. So ain't nobody telling me or giving me shit for anything because I pay everything myself. So people think I'm joking, but like I worked my ass off in law school to become a lawyer so I could pay my own stuff, afford my own bills, and not have a man to give me shit for anything. So I truly became a lawyer because I'm such a beauty lover and I wanted to be able to afford all of my own makeup. And just, I've loved makeup ever since I was a little girl. I've been obsessed with it. So I just am the type of person that like once I'm into something, I'm like into it. So hence the collection of brushes that I've collected thus far, and my makeup collection is kind of getting out of control too. So maybe these tariffs are like a blessing and a curse all in one for that reason. I'm going to put on a little bit of this new perfume I got from the Sephora sale too. This is the Ellis Brooklyn Guava Granita. And then I'm going to let y'all go. Promise. I'm going to just show y'all my outfit. Popping on this Jenny Kane cardigan. What are y'all saying? Did Sarah tell us where she's from? London. I love that. I want to go back to London. No, I didn't. I've never been to London, actually. I went to Paris, and when I was in Paris, I was like tempted to take a day trip to London. This was back when I was 15, but like, if y'all know Paris, like you can spend like a couple weeks there and still it not be enough. And I was so mad that I missed out on London, but that's on my bucket list. I need to go to London. You're so lucky you live in London. It looks like such a beautiful city to live in. As a tourist, I loved London. Living here is so, so different. Oh, wow. Your heart and soul is still in LA. That's so interesting, Sarah. I would love to get to know you more and know more about your journey. Like being from, are you originally from LA and then you moved to London? Like I have so many questions because like, there's something about like the thought of just like uprooting and moving to Europe that fascinates me a little bit, and like I'd be open to it in the future. Sometimes I just like live vicariously through people on social media that like show like how they kind of did that. They bought themselves their little like house in Italy or something like that and just like live the simple life, and sometimes it's tempting to do that. One day maybe. Pat McGrath does run super warm, right, Susan? Okay, it's not just me. Gucci shades are strange, says Sonia. I think I'm 38N in the concealer, which is a really good match. I have the Gucci concealer too, which I also really enjoy. Oh yeah. And this is a good match for me too. It's slightly peachy, which I actually enjoy. I have this shade 28C. So that's interesting. Thank you for sharing your shade in the Gucci concealer. This is a very lightweight concealer, but it's very beautiful. But it's lightweight. Like it doesn't have much coverage, but I do still really enjoy the finish of it. So I don't reach for it all the time because it just has such lightweight coverage, but it's great if you're doing like a very like no makeup look. That would be the one I'm grabbing for. Or the Armani concealer is also a very lightweight, but beautiful like finish too. But usually I'm just trying to cover more. And so I go into like a more heavy duty concealer just because I can kind of skip a step of like color correcting if I go in with a more higher coverage concealer that way. But yeah, it just depends. You love the scent for layering. It pairs so well in a fruity scent layer. Ooh, Kat, thank you for sharing that. I'll have to layer it. Maybe I'll layer it with this Valentino perfume. I went to go smell the intense one that Sylvia you mentioned that it smells identical to. That other one smells more masculine to me for some reason. The one that's in like the black to pink-ish has barely any. I think I see like a little bit of the pink on the packaging, but I still find this one unique enough to my collection. I just love the packaging too. So I put on a little bit of this one too. You love that cardigan? Thank you, Shannon. I always get tons of compliments on these Jenny Kane cardigans because they just have this like really like, it has like a way of being like really flattering, the way it's like shaped like this. I've linked these on my LTK too if anybody's interested. In these, I want them in every color, I swear. I have like 2 of them and I want more. How amazing. Oh yeah, I love Rome. I lived there for a while when I studied abroad there. What lashes? Perla, thanks for asking. These are Lashify, and I actually filmed this lash look. You can find it on my YouTube channel. I went live and I broke down how I did them and exactly which ones I used and everything. And I have a 20% off code to Lashify too if you're interested in shopping. But I have tons of videos on my channel where I go live and I do my lashes all the time. Thanks for asking. I'm obsessed. 28C, yes. 370O in Gucci is your shade, Shannon. You have an olive formula in the Gucci. Okay. Interesting. My Ride or Die concealer to cover dark circles is a Dior concealer in the shade 3N. That's a good one. I have her right here. She is solid. I know why you feel that way. There's my code with Lashify. Thank you. It's Lashify.com/MakeupEsquire. But yes, the Dior concealer is great. And I'm in 3N too. That's my color, Shade Twins. Such a cute cardigan, says Brittany. Thank you. Oh, maybe that's the one I smelled, Sylvia. The Omo one. Yeah. That's the one you're talking about, right? It smells more masculine to me than this one. For some reason, if that's the one you're comparing it to. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the compliments. You're grabbing a few because you're always cold. I'm always cold too. I just love the sleeves. It's just really elegant. I like to put this on when I'm going into the office for like casual Fridays because it's still kind of dressy, but like it's still cozy, and I'm always cold like in the AC in my office too. So I love these cardigans. They're such good quality too. So I know that they're investment pieces, but they're going to last you your whole life. And recently I've really been investing in curating my capsule wardrobe. And I just feel like I can use these over and over, and because they're not loud, like they're just flattering and classic. And I know I'll be able to, as long as they fit me, use them forever. Size up probably is what I would recommend in this particular one. Your Ride or Die is still House Labs. I like the House Labs concealer more than I like the House Labs foundation. And in the House Labs concealer, I have the shade 22 Light Medium Peach. It has a slightly peachy undertone, which I like for underneath my eyes. The foundation is just a little bit too glowy for me. The Dior lip gloss I put on is the Lip Maximizer, the Dior Addict Lip Maximizer in the shade 063. It's their lavender one. Yeah. Born in Roma Intense is the squared bottle. Oh, maybe I don't have that one then. What color is the squared bottle? You said it was the black one. Maybe I don't have that one then. I have the green one, the orange one, the yellow one, the pink one, and then the other 2 squared bottles that are like, that have spikes on the lid. They're like all behind me. So, okay, I'm glad that you are telling me this because I don't think I have the one that you're talking about, which you're saying smells exactly like this one. So that makes me feel better about keeping this one. I smell that fragrance from the other side of the... it smells like the Intense one. Okay. I have the Omo Intense. Yeah, and they smell different to me. Yeah. All right, y'all. Same color of bottle. Black to pink ombre. Yeah, I don't have that one. So I can understand if they smell very similar why you wouldn't need both. He's getting excited. All right, I gotta get my ass to church now, y'all. Looks great with jeans. Thank you, Shannon. Yeah, I know. I like how you can dress up these cardigans. I'll use them sometimes with like a flowy skirt that also I have from Jenny Kane. Or I can dress it down with jeans. Like these are just such great dynamic pieces all around. All right, y'all, I got to take my thumbnail. So I will see you all later. Thank you so much for liking the video, subscribing to my YouTube channel, and watching the replay. If you've made it this far, please leave me a comment if you have. All right, bye everyone. Love you. Happy Sunday. Have a good rest of your weekend.